This chilling tale comes from Mexico, and it's about a ghost who haunts the corridors of a hospital. A hospital where she not only takes care of the patients, but also has a taste for vengeance. Our story begins in a small town in Mexico where there was a hospital that had everything the residents needed. Doctors, nurses, an emergency room, and an old, creepy basement that no one ever went into. One day, a nurse was working the night shift when she noticed something strange. Every time she turned off the lights in the basement, a faint glow appeared at the end of the hallway. At first, she thought nothing of it, but then the glow started to take shape. It began to move, and soon she saw the apparition of an old woman in a nurse's uniform. The old woman would walk up and down the hallway, never speaking a word, always glowing faintly. At first, the living nurse didn't mind the ghost's presence, but then things started to get weird. Patients began to report that they were being healed of their illnesses overnight, and when the nurse checked their charts, she saw that the ghost was making house calls. She would appear in their rooms, fix their bandages, and even help some of them walk. Of course, she never stayed long enough for anyone to see her. The nurse assumed that these were just acts of kindness by a friendly ghost. That was until she noticed that the ghost was only visiting the patients in the basement. No one on the other floors was getting any healing visits, so she decided to investigate. She went to the basement at night when the ghost was due to make her rounds. The nurse turned off all of the lights and hid in a supply closet. Soon, she heard footsteps approaching. Then she saw the ghost. The ghost walked right past the closet and disappeared at the end of the hall. The nurse followed her, cautiously peeking around the corner. And what she saw made her blood run cold. The ghost was standing over a corpse, mending its broken bones and stitching up its wounds. After she finished, the ghost approached the nurse and beckoned with her finger for the living nurse to come closer. The ghost then led her down a secret passageway, one that the nurse had never seen before, and into an underground chamber. Inside were rows upon rows of corpses, all in various stages of decay. The ghost turned to the nurse, her face now illuminated by a bright light. She introduced herself as La Planchada, or the Iron Maiden. She explained that she used to be a nurse in the hospital, but she'd been killed by her colleagues after discovering their plan to rob the pharmacy. She then showed the nurse how she used her powers to heal the sick and injured, but only those who came to the hospital at night. She warned the nurse not to tell anyone about her, or else she would lose her life too. And with that, she disappeared, leaving the nurse to wander the halls as her new apprentice. If you dare, visit the hospital and ask for La Planchada, the ghost nurse who will either cure you or kill you.